Hello, everyone. Happy New Year's. And I say that with an asterisk next to it, a happy, because I'm a little worried about jinxing how this year will turn out. I'm going to get into my tentative, hopes for this year. I don't want to make any more, types of resolutions. I can't remember last year if I did, but based on 2020, I'm a little worried about this year, honestly. I have some hopes for this year, as everyone I'm sure does, but I'll get into that in a second. First, I wanted to show you guys, because everyone always asks me to put up the dolls when I have dolls available for sale, and I do. They were just finished yesterday. These are my first set of intentional twins. I have made two Alexis's that look very similar, but one was a custom, and the purpose was to make her look similar to my version of Alexis that I have in my collection. You guys know her as Emerson, but these were meant to be twins and meant to be sold together. This is Micah. She is by Gundren Legler. She is limited edition. And they're both really cute and detailed. This camera and this lighting does not do them justice, although when I'm looking at it right now they look pretty good, pretty close to how they are in person. She's I'm really happy with both of them, especially their hair, because I'm getting much better at painted hair. I was actually looking at my work from January of 2020, and I've gotten so much better. But she's like shaded. They're both really detailed. Plus, you guys know I don't do a lot of open-eyed kits, so she's very rare for my work. So she and her twin, Sam, both have comby hair, which means it's painted on the sides and the back and rooted at the top. So you can see how detailed even their hair is. But yeah, so her and her twin together are, I am asking 800 for them, both, which shakes out to about 400 per doll if you buy them together. If you buy them separately, they'll be 425 each. I think that's very fair considering the quality that they are, and the fact that these are not cheap kits. These are more expensive kits, especially because this one is a limited edition kit. This is the second version of Sam, meaning this one is not limited edition. The first version of Sam was limited edition, but he is not. But he is really cute, and again, he has the comby hair. His hair looks a little crazy because he was wearing the bonnet. But he also has that comby hair, which is awesome because it's very easy to take care of, doesn't get super messed up, and it's great for, I would think, kids, honestly, because they can start learning how to take care of reborn hair without having a fully rooted doll and still have that texture of having hair. But he is super cute. I would say they're more of like a Hispanic biracial color than African American, although African American people, we come in all different types of colors, so you might consider them AA as well. But to me, they're definitely more biracial Hispanic, and he's just as detailed and just as beautiful. I think I love them together, and I'm honestly so happy with how they turned out as twins, because they're both the same size, by the way. They're both 19 inches and approximately 5 pounds. I don't have a scale here, so I'm not exactly sure of their weight, but I do believe they're both around 5 pounds. But yeah, and they both take magnetic pacifiers, even though I think Sam might be able to take a cut pacifier as well. I'm not sure about Micah, but they have open mouths. But the reason why I'm so happy that they turned out so close together as twins is because their vinyls were completely different colors. Like, they're both by the same sculptor, Gundren Legler. So he is Sam by Gundren Legler. I don't know how to say her name. And then this is Micah by G. Legler. So I thought, in both, when you look online, because I got them from the same store, obviously, the same online Reborn supply store, and they both said that their vinyls were light neutral vinyl. However, their vinyl colors were not the same at all. So that was very shocking because Micah's vinyl color originally was super pink, and Sam's was more neutral, like I like it to be. So I don't know if it's because one's an older kit, one's a newer kit. I don't really know. I think Sam had just released the second edition, so maybe it's because he was a lot newer. He was in a different vinyl. But I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I managed to do a bunch of like washes on both of them to get them relatively, they're like almost exactly the same color. So I am very proud of myself. Again, last year, I don't know if I would have been able to figure that out in time to have them ready for sale. But anyway, so they are up for sale, and both of them will come with their own box openings. This is what they're wearing does not come with them. They're just modeling some of my new Kate Quinn stuff that I took pictures of them in. Speaking of which, yes, I did get another Kate Quinn order, but I didn't really pay for it because my friend, one of my Reborn friends, gave me a Secret Santa gift card to Kate Quinn, so I got a couple of things from them, and the bloomers and the little bonnet is one of them, and this whole outfit is also part of that. So anyway, yeah, I just want to let you guys know that these beautiful babies are for sale, and I would love them sold as soon as possible. I know some of y'all got that stimulus check, so if you buy one, they're for $4.25 each. But I wanted to let you guys know they're available. And oh, and she has green eyes, if you can't tell in the video. Anyway, so let's get to what I want to do this year, my like tentative goals. I don't want to call them resolutions because there are things I've already been working towards, especially at the end of 2020 I've been working towards. So I'm going to go on camera and let's talk about that.
So I hope this is recording. I don't really know. Yeah, sorry, it is. As you can see, I have my Happy New Year's hat on. I hope I'm in frame. I kind of checked beforehand, you know, but I don't know if it's focused or whatever because I'm not behind. I can't tell behind the camera. But if I'm not in frame, that's okay. You can still hear me and sort of probably see me. And if I'm not focused, you can at least hear me. So this year, I've been working towards things. Like I said, that started late last year, which was probably around October. I started seriously looking into getting my license. That's going to be the first thing that I'm working towards this year. Yes, I am 21 and I still do not have my license. There is a good reason for that. It is because my school was a magnet school. My high school was a magnet school. If you don't know what that means, it's like you like apply to be in that school. It's a public school, but it's not a public school. Like you don't just get into that school. So that was because it was an art school in Charlotte. So because it was a magnet school, they didn't have to provide us transportation. Like there was not a bus that went to my mom's neighborhood until my senior year, and I think by that time I had already moved out of here. So that's what I mean by like magnet school. They didn't have any buses that went out here. So because of that, I had to ride the city bus for almost all of my schooling time that I went there. And because of that, I had to get up even earlier than most students because it took me 2 hours to get to school sometimes, and 2 hours back. So unfortunately, our driver's ed was in the morning before school, so there was basically no way for me to get to that driver's ed on time unless I found someone to like pick me up, which I didn't even think about doing, I think, at the time. We should have looked into my hat fell off. We should have looked into like weekend driver's ed, but we also didn't even think about that, I don't think. So yeah, that's kind of what happened with that, why I don't have my license, and I've just been putting it off because I haven't really up to this point needed to drive. Like I can afford a car, which is also part of the frustration now, is because now that I'm older and I want that ability to just be able to hop in a car and drive where I need to go. it's really frustrating. So that is something I am definitely changing in this year. I don't care what happens. That is a goal that will happen this year. That I will at least have a license this upcoming year. Well, this year now. Um, but like I said, that's something that's already in progress. I have my learner's permit appointment assigned for January 26th. So I've been studying and getting ready for that. Um, Technically, I have driven before. Like my uncle and my friends have taken me driving, so I have driven before. So I have some kind of driving experience, but they're not doing the actual driving test right now because of COVID. So right now, what the at least in North Carolina, what they're doing in North Carolina is you get your learner's permit, you take the written one. When you do that, you have that learner's permit for 90 days, at least 90 days, and you get some driving hours in the meantime, and then you come back and you apply for your full license. Again, you're not doing a driver's test. Um, so that's what I'm gonna do. I found out you can buy a car if you have a learner's permit. So I'll probably be buying a car somewhere in mid-February, early February, so that I can get all the drivers, hours in and have my friend help me learn how to drive. So they already agreed to do that. So I'm very thankful for my friends because I don't know what I would do because in Boone we don't really have a adult driver's ed. They only have the one for the teenagers at the high school in the area. So that's what the plan is for my license and getting a car. I am thankful that I have put myself in a financial position through selling the dolls, through working, through everything that I do, school refunds, that I put myself in a position to be able to do these things that I want to do this year to start living even more independently. Like, I'm pretty independent now, but I want to be at the point where I don't need anything from anyone other than just like friendship. I don't know. I don't want to need anything from anyone. So that's the purpose of this kind of yearly plan. And then a part of that is also that I will be getting my own apartment somehow, some way in August because that's when the new semester starts, and that's when most leases start in the college towns. So I've already applied for apartment. So and my nana agreed to sublease. I mean what's the word I'm looking for? Cosign, because when you're this is in America, it's even more complicated to just get out of your parents' house because they make you have a cosigner, because as they expect at our age, we don't have any credit. So they don't know that we're going to guarantee to pay the rent. Um, so we have to have cosigners because we don't have that credit or we don't have an established salary. Even though I have more than enough to pay for an apartment for an entire year, they don't trust that. Um, so I'm moving towards that. I'm hopeful that I will be able to get a 2 bedroom, 1 bath. That'll be my dream. And that is really what I'm working towards because I have enough to pay for that. Uh, that is what I'm fighting to do. But housing in my college town is very, very competitive. So I'm hoping that I got in early enough um, that I'll be able to get the 2 bedroom, 1 baths that I've been looking at. And the reason why I want a 2 bedroom, 1 bath is because I want to have a painting room separate from my room. And even if something happened along the way, if I could no longer afford the whole rent of the place myself, I could sublet the other room, meaning I would then rent out the other room to someone else. So I would have a roommate. But if I can't find a 2 bedroom, I will be happy with the 1 bedroom as long as it has a space in the living room for me to establish my work table, which most of these places are not that small. So even a 1 bedroom I would be okay with. I just do not want roommates if I can avoid it. I'm so sick of living with a roommate or just in general. Like, I have had good roommates for the most part, but like it's just no. I'm tired of having to, you know, live with someone that I'm not in a relationship